Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin, and in today's video what we're going to be talking about is the worst camo ever, or the dark matter camo on the old gen consoles. Basically, we're going to be talking a bit about old gen and stuff like that. This gameplay that you're seeing here is just a really old gameplay using the Vesper. This is pre-patch, and I love my pre-patch Vesper. As you guys know, this gun was absolutely awesome before the nerf, and basically that's what this gameplay is. It's like a double nuclear, probably one of my better gameplays. I'm sure some of you guys have seen it already, but let's get right into talking about this dark matter camo on the old gen and stuff like that. I'm going to be talking a bit about the old gen consoles and basically how they sort of screwed them over and why and stuff like that in this video. So if you guys could drop a like on this thing, I'm going to appreciate that. This one will be, again, another longer video. I know you guys are loving those, so I'd appreciate if you guys could all drop a like on this thing right now, and let's get right into this commentary. So first off, everyone knows the dark matter camo in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. It's a camo I'm running with on the screen right here. It is a camo that you need to get gold on every gun, and then get diamond on every gun, and then you need to get dark matter on every gun. That's basically how it works. Once you get gold, you get diamond on every gun. Once you get diamond, you get dark matter on every gun. So it's basically just getting gold on every gun. I've made it sound a lot more complicated than it is, and that's basically how dark matter camo works, and it's a very sexy camo on these new consoles, on PC, Xbox One, PS4. It looks very good. But how does it look on the old consoles, on the Xbox 360 and on the PS3? Because I'm sure a lot of you guys do play on the PS3 and the Xbox 360, but probably not as many of you guys that play on the new consoles. So I'm not going to be, too mean to the people that play on the old consoles. I understand it, man. If you only had the 360, I would play on it as well. But this is more of a video, calling out the developers for sort of screwing over the old consoles, and I'll explain to you guys sort of why I think they do it and stuff like that. But let's throw up on the screen right now the picture of the old dark matter camo. There it is, right there up on the screen. No, I did not edit that picture. I did not alter the colors or anything like that. And shout out to my boy Tan Kid for showing me this last night. We were basically just chilling in a Skype call playing some League. He said, "Have you seen the old dark matter camo?" I checked it out, and the thing is absolutely ridiculous. So shout out to my boy Tan Kid for all the info. But look at that old dark matter camo. It looks like, what is it? I don't know what it looks like, man. That is not purple dark matter. This is a completely different color. It's like a black and gray sort of dark matter. It does not look good at all in the picture frame, and I'll show you guys a picture right now side by side of the new console dark matter versus the old console dark matter, and what is that? It's absolutely ridiculous. And I think that, imagine, I sort of want you guys to know, if you guys are playing on the old consoles, do not grind for dark matter, because imagine someone that grinds so hard to try and get that dark matter camo, and then that's what they get. You know what I mean? It seems just completely unfair for them to do this to the dark matter. If you're gonna make that dark matter camo that bad, why even throw it in the first place? And we'll talk more about that other things that they've done to the old consoles in this video. But first of all, I'll show you guys some gameplay up on the screen, because you guys may think, oh, that's just a menu picture, maybe the dark matter camo looks good in the game. I'll show you guys some gameplay of it right now, and as you guys can see, it is not really that good, and everyone knows the graphics on the old gen, they really did screw them over, and the dark matter camo definitely, undeniably does not look that good. And, that camo is definitely not worth grinding for. I'd be really pissed off if me, I saw people's gameplays on YouTube, but I had the old console, and I grinded for it, and that's what I ended up getting. It seems just kind of ridiculous. So I'm going to be talking about the old consoles. Obviously, you guys see the gameplay there. The graphics, they've really done bad this year, and it's basically because they don't put any time into the old console games. And my question is, why do they even bother making it for the old consoles if they're just going to screw everyone over? So, first of all, let's go over this article that I have right here. It says 7 reasons not to buy it for the old consoles. There's no split screen. There's no campaign. This is basically just like a mini-game version of the actual Black Ops 3. There's no split screen. There's no campaign. There's no paint shops. There's no weapon paint shops, which is a new feature. There's no DLC at all on the old consoles. There's no season pass. I don't think there's even crypto keys. I'm not sure about that, if there's even crypto keys and supply drops. But there's no season pass, and the graphics are very slow. No theater mode or esports features, and as you guys can see, it's just kind of ridiculous what they did to the old consoles. It must be on purpose. There's no way they can make it this bad if they're trying to do that. They purposely left out these features, it seems, so that the people upgrade to the new console. Now, I remember back in Call of Duty Ghost, when this was the first game where the new consoles came out. First, the Call of Duty Ghost came out, and then the new consoles came out a few days later. And I basically played Call of Duty Ghost solely on the Xbox 360. The graphics were the same. Everything was the same on the 360 compared to the new console. However, one thing was different, which kind of I thought was pretty smart to make people sort of want to upgrade to that next console. They didn't have ground war on the old console. They only had ground war on the new ones, which basically meant I was a big ground war player in Black Ops 2, the game before that. So I said, you know what? I'm probably going to buy an Xbox One and invest, but then I found out that they didn't put any of the good maps in Ground War. Ground War was basically just the super big maps, and I decided, you know what, I'm not even going to bother buying the Xbox One right away. Obviously, I ended up getting it eventually, and I have all the consoles now, the PS3, the 360, the Xbox One, or the PS4, and I don't understand when people try to favor different consoles. You know, all the consoles, somehow they all have strengths and weaknesses, and I say just get the console that all your homies play on. You know what I mean? The console is not that big of a deal as long as the graphics look good and the games run good. It has the games that you want. I don't think it's that big of a deal as people make it, saying, oh, well, my Xbox would beat up your PS4 in a street fight. People will go off in the comments, and I'm sure there'll be some people in this comment section saying, you know what, man, my PS4 has 8 kids. It's way better than yours, man. It's a professional swimmer, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? People are going to ride hard for their consoles, and I guess I sort of get it, but, you know, it's not something that I ever done. I find all the consoles are pretty good, but back in Call of Duty Ghosts, that was the only thing. Then Advanced Warfare came out, and they purposely made the graphics pretty weak on the old consoles. As you guys remember, on Advanced Warfare, the old consoles were really not good at all for the graphics, so I definitely upgraded. And now for Black Ops 3, I didn't think there was any way. I didn't think they were going to make the old console games for AW, and I definitely didn't think they would make it for Black Ops 3, and it turned out they did. And they're really screwing you guys over, people who play on the old consoles. And I understand it. You know, people that are younger, if I was younger at this time, I definitely wouldn't have had the money for a new console, and it would have felt like crap if I was still playing on the 360 and I was a big Call of Duty fan. I feel bad for those of you guys who are still playing on that. I'm sure the game is good. There are a few upsides which I want to stay in this video as well. Sure, the graphics are bad. Sure, you're missing some features, but on the old consoles, you're definitely going to be running into a lot more noob players. So if you guys have the 360 or the PS3, that is one good thing for you guys. I'm sure you guys are dropping literally double Moabs or double nuclears and nuclears pretty much every single game, because I'm sure from what I've seen in the gameplays, there's a lot of low levels on those things. And I remember back in AW, some of the pub stompers actually would play on PS3 to be able to play against the biggest noobs and get really good gameplays. So that's one thing that's good about the old consoles, but the graphics just are really weak. And I'm assuming that for the next Call of Duty, it's probably not going to be on the old consoles. They're going to probably try to make everyone upgrade. It seems like what they're doing here is they're making the game because they still want to sell it to people who only have the old consoles, but they're making it not quite as good or professional looking because they want people to upgrade to the new consoles as well. It seems like a best of both worlds for them. They really want everyone to spend their money, and that's what you guys got to remember. You know, that's something that when Call of Duty does these things, you know, they screw over the old console users, or they put supply drops, make you pay $100 for a new gun. Of course, it is not really that good for the players, but it is a business overall, and it's all for the business side of things for Activision and Call of Duty. Obviously, they're trying to make money, and hopefully with the money that they make from these supply drops, if they put it towards making their next Call of Duties even better, getting extra things for it, making the next games better. Hopefully they're not just stashing this money that we're putting into our supply drops. Hopefully they're using that money to make their next games better. But who knows with these guys, they might, you know, sort of just sit back and use that money to make their earnings, and then just make the game over and over like that. If they figure out, oh, well, this is pretty easy, we can just make an average Call of Duty game, throw in supply drops, and we'll make the same amount as we did off of Black Ops 2 or MW3, the really good Call of Duties. And I hope that's something that doesn't happen. I hope that, I really love Infinity Ward and Treyarch as developers, and I think that Sledgehammer is pretty good too. They just made a few mistakes with AW, and I think that if they definitely put this money in and, you know, make these games great again, I mean, Black Ops 3 is a very good step into making Call of Duty great. I don't like what they did with the old console, as you guys could see from that Dark Matter camo. The old Dark Matter is absolutely ridiculous, but I think Black Ops 3 is definitely on the right path, and I think that if they would have done World at War 2 or something like that, it definitely wouldn't have worked out as well. Black Ops 3, if we're able to get MW4 next, I think we're definitely on the right path into the glory days of Call of Duty. You know, everyone's different minds. They have different glory days of Call of Duty. I think that we could have the next sort of, you know, back the glory days for a lot of people were sort of MW3, Black Ops 2, MW2, Black Ops 1, those sort of days. And I think that we're going to have those again in these next few years, which I'm very excited for, because I've been playing Call of Duty for a long time. A lot of people would think, you know, wouldn't you have outgrown it or got bored of it? I've been playing Call of Duty for what, like 6 years, maybe something like that. I don't even know how long I've been playing Call of Duty. Pretty long. Yeah, about 6 years, almost 7 years maybe I've been playing, not doing YouTube. But that's absolutely crazy, and I think that, you know, the glory days are upon us, and I'm excited for these next Call of Duties. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, talking a bit about the old gen. Hopefully, if they're going to make old gen for next year, come on, give them a little bit more features. It's kind of a ripoff, but I don't think they're going to be making it, and I think it's, you know, time for everyone to be on the next consoles. I think that's what they're thinking. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys could drop a like on this thing, I'd really appreciate that. If you guys made it to the end of this video, comment COD, COD down in the comment section down below, or comment late night down in the comment section down below. Pick one of those and comment those. Drop a like on this thing, subscribe for a cookie, and don't look, and I'm out. Peace. Thanks for watching, boys.